What's up guys, One Way Up here back with another video, and in this video I'll be talking about the black and white of life. So listen to the statement. It's not black and white. Now I know we've all heard this statement many times over, especially when people are arguing or someone is trying to convey a point or how they feel about something. Now there definitely is truth to the statement, because every situation, circumstance, or scenario in our life, or pretty much everything in our life, is all a result of so many different factors and influences and things that play a role into certain outcomes. Just like if we go to a supermarket, when we get the food off the shelf, there's obviously so many different things that go into that food item being on the shelf. Or we look at the car that we're in and we're driving, there's so many different things that go into that car coming into existence. But the fundamental laws of nature are in fact black and white, and we do abide by those on a daily basis and don't question them at all. When we look at the law of gravity, we don't really question gravity. It is what it is. We all know that if we step off a building, there's only one way we can go but down. When we look at the laws of physics, if it rains and something's outside, it's gonna get wet. So when it comes to things like that, or like our biological systems in our body, we don't really question things like that because it is what it is. We learn to abide by them because there is no negotiation for those laws, which is pretty much our world, and reality is pretty much black and white if we really think about it. So now think about how that concept can apply to different situations and circumstances that we encounter or deal with in our daily lives or in the past. When it comes to getting a job, we either get the job or we don't get the job from the interview. Doesn't matter how much we prepare, how much we research the company or our previous experience in employment. At the end of the day, when we interview for a job, we either get the job or we don't get the job. When we're in school, when we take a test, we either pass the test or fail the test. Doesn't matter how much we study or what class it is and things like that. When it comes to finding someone that we want to be with, whether we get the girl or boy, whoever it is that we're going after, it doesn't matter what we say to them or what we don't say to them or how we look or things like that. We either end up with that person or we don't end up with that person. It's as simple as that. Basically, my point is results are results. We don't question results because we can't question results. The outcome is what it is, and it is a result from the circumstance or situation. Now, some people may want to focus on questioning what factors and things led into that result, but that at the end of the day, the ultimate thing that stands is the result itself, and there's no negotiation for what that result is, because it is in fact the truth. It's our reality. It's what we know of what happened from the situation. So when we look at things that actually really matter to us or things that we're going after, we only focus on the result. Let's say if someone's looking to save up to buy a car, we do have a lot of sacrifices that we have to make in terms of saving money, or all the calls that we have to make, the search for the vehicle, calling the insurance companies, doing credit checks, all these things that go into buying a car. Once we actually achieve the result of getting the car, all the things that we done in the past or the factors that lead into us getting that actual vehicle aren't as significant as the actual result, which is having the car. Now the same could go for something bad that happens to us. Let's say our home were to burn down. Now there may be different factors that go into causing a house to burn down. I mean, there definitely is, there have to be, but the result is going to be that the house burned down. There's basically nothing we could do about the past or any results that affected that. Our current reality in that moment would be us not having a home. Now, going back and looking at the results and factors that led into that could stop it from happening in the future, but from that moment on in the present, we have to face the reality, which is the results, which is not having a home. Now, that same concept applies to the little things as well, things that matter to us that may not be as significant but still matter, and it pretty much applies to every single circumstance and situation that we find ourselves on a daily basis. Some of the things we tend to focus on because it's just human nature, or it may be what everyone around us is doing, but other things we may not focus on because they don't seem to matter to us. Like, for instance, say you're waiting for a train to get to work, and for some reason the train's delayed and the train gets canceled. Now, we may get upset in a moment, but for most people waiting for that train, they will quickly get over it and accept the reality for what it is, because they can always catch the next train or find a different way to get to work. So an example like that is a way of us moving past the actual result and not focusing on all the little things that had led to that result happening. So the point of this video is really for you to know when to take a step back from a situation and observe the results for what they are, and not to waste your time focusing on the little details and what led to those results, because not everything that happens require us to get upset or fret about the little details that led to something happening. Sometimes we just have to accept what it is that happened and learn to move past it if there's nothing else we can do, or know when that we need to focus on the little results and factors that led to that outcome. So when it comes to things that matter and things that are very important to us, one of the best things we can do is focus on the actual result, because the result is actually what matters to us. When it comes to things that we get excited about, we don't really think about all the little things that go into that. We just think about what it is that makes us excited and the actual thing it is that excites us. Same thing goes for things that we want to avoid. If you want to avoid illness or something, we focus on avoiding the illness, not all the things that we need to do in order to be healthy. Even though it does matter, the main thing will be avoiding something that we don't want to avoid. So with that being said, I hope you guys can take that from this video, really think about it and use it to better yourself, not to really waste your energy focusing on little details and factors of things that don't really matter, and learning how to focus on things that do matter, which are the results of the things that are important to you. Alright guys, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.